your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.
It's the question that brought me.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
It's the question that brought me.
You stay in Wonderland.
It's the question that
And I
brought
show
me.
you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I didn't say it would be easy.
It's the question that brought me.
The rabbit hole.
Welcome, everyone, to Rabbit Hole. Today is February 17th, 2014, and I literally just sat down in the chair. So, yeah. Well, James is stuck in some traffic, too, so, man, traffic was just a mess. So, I called my wife, and I was like, hey, check out the ODOT traffic cams, and help me out here. And she did, but there was, I was expecting to see, Mad Max carnage all over the roads. There was nothing. I didn't see anybody broke down, no flat tires, no nothing. But here I am. I made it. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend. Mine was good. Short, but good. Regular job, I get a lot of overtime, so lately anyways. And kind of cuts in on my weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and give the phone number out here if anybody wants to give us a call. We do have guests tonight. We'll be speaking with Frank Madrid and his partner in crime, Lori Marshall from the Arizona Paranormal Research Society. Just a little check-in with them. The phone number is 360-977-5483, 360-977-LIVE if you want to call in and you have something you want to talk about. Kind of a lot going on out there, as usual. But as soon as James gets here, we're going to talk about some a sighting that he and I had right after the show last Monday. It was pretty interesting. So James got a brand new camera. I wish we had that when we went to the Wizard World, but he didn't have it. So he's got it now. So he was breaking that bad boy out. He was going to try to capture this thing. It was awesome. Oh, Wayne, you gonna help me out here?
Yeah, I figured I'll sit in here.
All right.
Hopefully I got some level there.
Yeah.
So you saw something last week after you left here?
Awesome. It was awesome. I mean, it wasn't like spectacular Spielberg style, but
yeah.
it was good. We're just kind of
some lights in the sky, something glowing weird, a zombie walking down the road. What?
No, that'd be cool. But
all three.
That wasn't it. But I was going down McLaughlin Boulevard out there in Milwaukee.
Uh-huh.
We're getting ready to pull in the rail yard and whatnot. And I'm looking at this airplane. I'm like, that's weird. Because, you get familiar with the flight patterns. You know where the aircraft are going.
What's the plane doing here?
Yeah, and then I was like, well, it's actually kind of going back and forth. I was like, it's a helicopter then. So I'm like, I wasn't thinking,
ooh, a UFO.
Right, because, again, I don't think everything out there is a UFO. But I was like, that's weird. Why is he going back and forth, back and forth? I was like, he's doing that awful fast, too. So, you'd think I'd be
must be really close.
Right, you'd think I'd be the first guy to go, oh, man, that's definitely something. But I wasn't thinking that way at all. And as I get closer, I notice it's going in and out of the clouds.
Oh, yeah.
That is not a helicopter. So it kind of comes towards me, zigzags left, goes right, and then shoots straight up.
Wow.
So I called James as I'm coming through the rail yard. I call him on my phone. He's like, dude, I saw the same thing. I was like, did you see that? He goes, yeah, I couldn't get my camera out in time. God damn it.
Those cameras are never, you've always got them handy, but they're never there when you need them.
Well, and even if they are, if you see something that's really profound, your presence of mind goes away, and you're just like, shit, And
well, you're trying to go, it's just a helicopter. Oh, someone's got a radio control airplane.
Right. You start rationalizing, and that's one of the things I thought too was like an ROV, some type of remote.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that, and I was like, that's way too bright. I mean, the amount of power that it would have took for them to sustain it, a battery operated.
Right.
There's no way. I mean, unless they had like 15 marine batteries on it.
Or they were running a gas one or something, but still going in and out of the clouds.
Right. That's how high it went.
Yeah.
It was covering a pretty vast amount of distance back and forth. And when it shot up and was gone. It was like, see ya. I'm done.
Awesome. Well, my son listens to the show.
Yeah.
And is probably calling me right now. Or it's your cohort. We were coming across the I-5 bridge and looking down towards the railroad bridge, and the brewing company, Great Western, I think is what they malting or whatever. And this plane was kind of banking funny, so its lights weren't level. And I'm like, hey, what do you think that is? And he looks and he's like, it's an airplane. I'm like, why do you say that? I can't tell. The lights are kind of funny. He goes, I see the flashing light. I know.
Good for him.
Yeah, so
hey,
he debunked it right away.
Right, we're educating him. He saw the FAA lights, you know, and good for him, man. That's awesome.
But like a half an hour later, we were out getting out into the country where we live, and we're coming over this hill, and the clouds lit up bright orange, almost like bright headlights in a fog. But it was the whole sky, so it was like 3 or 4 miles wide. So I was like, okay, maybe lightning or a transformer blew up. I didn't hear any thunder. There was no rain, anything like that. So that was just kind of weird. And so he and I sat out on the back deck for a little bit to see if it happened again. We never saw a flash of light again. But it was just like the whole cloud. If I was sitting in my car, it'd be my arm's width, but it was a couple miles down the road.
What time of day was this? Because sometimes,
it was
you
like
get
11 at night, 11:30
Oh,
at night.
well, okay. That debunks the sun then, because, sometimes the sun, you get that last little sliver.
That little
and it'll light up one cloud or something. It looks cool. It's beautiful to look at, but 11 p.m., I don't think that's it.
Yeah, we were coming over the hill, and you can see just the whole valley up and just a couple hills and the treetops and everything, and all of a sudden it was just this kind of orange color. It just kind of lit up the cloud, and it seemed to kind of move really, really, really quickly, so that made me think maybe sheet lightning or something like that. But like I said, we didn't hear anything. There was no rain. It didn't happen again, which I guess could happen. And thinking a transformer or something like that. But as I came up to the next crest of the hill, I could see all the lights as far as I could see were on houses and stuff. So no one had a brownout or that I could tell. So
well,
that was
plus it was in the sky,
Yeah, it was higher up, but it was almost like, if someone would have taken one of those spotlights and shined it across the clouds, or like one of those aerial lights and shined it across the clouds, and it did that, but it was so much faster and so much brighter.
Right.
So,
well, ladies and gentlemen,
did our security let you in, sir?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, James made it. So this is a rare thing. I'm really like super. I don't know. I hate to use the term anal because it's kind of gross, but. I like to be on time, and I like everything to be all squared away and stuff, and I hate this flight at the seat of your pants stuff, but I can do it. Can you hear me okay, James? You made it? Yes. You're all good?
Yes, thanks for making a spectacle of my tardiness.
Dude, I just sat in the chair. I was like, Dirt.
No, it's actually the door was locked, and so I was up there waiting